believe we are live. Welcome to Sin Bin Stream on YouTube. Today we have the Chicago White Sox at Kansas City Royals in Game 4 of this 4-game series. So far, the Royals have taken all 3 games, so the White Sox will be looking to avoid a sweep here. And hope you're having a good Thursday so far. Unfortunately, if I got some bad or sad news to pass on, Chet Lemon, White Sox fan favorite, and passed away today. And he went on, I think after the Sox he was a Detroit Tiger, but they announced it during the pregame here on CHSN, Chicago Sports Network. So I just wanted to pass that news along, and like I said, I'm old. I do remember him vaguely. Definitely, I remember him as a Tiger, and remembering he's a former White Sox player. Probably saw him, can't remember. He was with the Sox from 75 to 81, I think they said. So, be going a ways back for me to remember. But we did go to Sox games because of perfect attendance, incentives at where I was at school, grade school. Alright, YouTube Studio being kind of slow. I'm going to close it and reopen it. See if that refreshes. And it did. Alright, we're all set. Gonna double check the audio here as well. I think should be good. Lineups are there. We got Martin pitching for the Sox, Bubic for the Royals. And I'll get the Royals defense up in a little bit. Alright, let me double check the audio real quick. Okay, we're good. Alright, and then a reminder this week of what we have on I thought I took it out. Sin Bin Stream tomorrow night, UFL football, 7 p.m. Central. Saturday, an NBA doubleheader after 2:30 in the afternoon and 7:30 p.m. at night. Again, all these times are Central. Sunday, UFL early at 11 a.m. and then the afternoon NBA game, 2:30 p.m. No stream Monday. White Sox are off. White Sox play I think they play the Marlins I think they're home. I gotta check. But I won't be doing any of those 3 games. And then they have an off day before they travel to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. First game 1 coming Tuesday night, 5:40 p.m. in Central Time in the afternoon. Alright, let's put the... Whoops, sorry, I gotta take these out and hit the wrong button. Alright, here's the Oh, wait, what? I just took out, sorry, the box score. There we go. Here's the Royals defense in the outfield, left to right. India, Waters, Renfroe. Infield, Garcia, Witt Jr., Massey, Pasquantino. Bubic on the bump. Fermin makes up the battery behind the plate. Bubic got 7 starts, 41 innings, 198 ERA, 40 strikeouts, and 13 walks. We We should be set in a minute or so. All right. All right, should be just about set. OBS looks good. YouTube looks good. Calls fewest strikes down to lefties. Hitter friendly is the umpire today. Let's see who it is. James Hoy behind the plate. DJ Rayburn at first. John Libka at second. Sean Barber at third. 69 degrees, partly cloudy. As Mydroth steps in. He's in the right-hander's batter's box to face the lefty. Here's the first pitch. Grounder into left. Sox have a leadoff single. Mydroth at first. Woohoo! First pitch driven on a ground into left field. I think it was a fastball. Alright. Why am I doing... Okay. Alright, Mydroth leads. Here's the pitch by the lefty. Ball one high on a 91 mile per hour pitch. Miguel Vargas, this series, 3 for 11. I think he had 2 doubles yesterday. I know he had at least 1. Here's the pitch. Low on a changeup, 85, ball 2. Alright, the lefty set, checks first. Here's the pitch by Bubic, high, ball 3 on a 91 mile per hour fastball. Oh shoot, I gotta back up a little bit, I think. Alright, here's the pitch, taken for a strike, and Vargas thought he had a walk because he started to take off his shin guard. But it was in the zone, low on a fastball. Alright, catcher is setting up just a hair inside. Here's the pitch. Pops a 4-seam up. Foul territory, catcher, and it's over the screen behind the plate. Behind the on-deck circle. Full count with... to the second batter of the game and a man on first. And they're showing the defensive plays by Vargas yesterday. He got hit by a shattered bat, like on his shin, just above his ankle. He stayed in the game, but he was down for a little bit. All right, Vargas, full count, hitting 225 on the year. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4-seam fastball, 92. Low in the zone. Or it was a strike if he didn't swing, but almost right down the middle. Just maybe a ball width low. Oh yeah, I should put a baseball up here. I got plenty. All right. Bubic looks at first. He throws to first. Oh, and CHSN cut the camera to the right camera in time. They actually showed the throw. First time all series they've been on time. All right, maybe they're improving, hopefully. We can hope. All right, here's the pitch by the lefty. Low, just misses. Ball 1 on a 4-seam, 91 miles per hour. Edgar Curo, the catcher, is 0 for 8. in this series so far against the Royals. He's in the right-handed batter's box. Bubic looks, now he throws, four-seamer grounded right to second, over to short, in time at first, double play. That'll do it for the top of the first for the White Sox. No runs, but they get a hit. We head to the bottom of the first. No score. Sorry, click. Nope, that's not any. There we go. Middle of the first. One hit. And I will get ready with the White Sox defense during the commercial break. Let's go to that. Yes, Chicago born. And Chicago produces a hope before a QB with 1,000 yards passing for the season. Alright, White Sox defense is all set. Once we get back from commercial. Yeah, other news besides Chet Lemon's passing, the Pope was announced and he's Chicago born. First American Pope, I think they were saying. Alright, they're showing the Royals lineup. Let's get the Sox defense up there right now. Baldwin in left, Robert Jr. in center, Taylor in right, Vargas, Midras, Sosa, Vaughn. The infield, Martin Takiro is the battery. 6 starts for Martin, 38.1 innings. He has a four-seam fastball, changeup, slider, cutter, sinker, and a curveball. Only throwing his curveball 3% though, and sinker 7%. 17% on the cutter and higher on the rest. Alright, yeah, let's double check. Yeah. Got the defense right. No change, no late minute change or last second changes. Alright. Here we go. Bottom of the first. First pitch to India is outside. Ball 1. Fastball, 92. India hitting 228. The left fielder today. They move him around on the defense. Don't know where to play him. Alright, four-seam misses again outside. 2-0. Alright, Martin set. Here's the delivery. Four-seam strike taken. 92 on that one. Martin wearing number 65. Setting up high. Here's the pitch. Cutter fouled away. Would have caught the outside edge of the plate if he hadn't swung. Well, in theory, if the ump got it called correctly. Alright, Martin set. The delivery. Four-seam driven to right. Under it and caught for the first out by Taylor in right field today. Palacios is the designated hitter for the White Sox today. They're showing Bobby Witt Jr.'s home run, which was the game winner. 2-run homer to left in the bottom of the fifth. He's 4 for 12 in this series. Ball 1, low and outside. On a cutter. They're showing yesterday's starting pitcher who pitched very well. That was his only mistake. Four-seamer on the inside corner, strike one, 94 miles per hour. 88 on the cutter, 94 on this four-seam. Evens the count. Here's the pitch. Four-seam driven to right. Back and caught by Taylor, number 21 again. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Hey, Taylor. Or to quote Major League, hey, Taylor, how's your wife and my kids? Jake Taylor, the Cleveland Indians at the time catcher in the Major League movie from '87. All right. Curveball, line to right, down the line for a base hit. Man at first, 2 away. Pasquantino gets a hit. Inside corner and just roped it. At least Taylor got there and held him to a single. Pasquantino not that fast either. Royals are wearing their light blue jerseys and white pants. Sox still with the road black jersey. Or is it their alternate? I don't know even. And gray pants. Oh, sorry, 0-1. And now hit into left center. One hopper to the wall. Played by Baldwin. Pasquantino will score, and we have a double for Perez. And a 1-0 lead for the home team Royals. So back-to-back 2-out hits gives the Royals the lead. Yeah, he found the gap in left center with a one-hopper to the wall. Yeah, Perez has been hitting it hard this series. Cutter misses low and outside. Ball 1 to Garcia, who's hitting .323. And he's hitting 3 for 8 this series thus far. Fouls off a changeup for strike 1. 90 on a changeup. Best record since April 20th. The Royals are 14-2. Here's the pitch, way outside, a little low, cutter, ball 2. All right. Outside again, they're pitching around him. They're gonna, who's on deck? Massey, the second baseman. Yeah. They don't want to mess with Garcia. And then, not an intentional walk, but they're certainly past. Well, here we go. They're setting up just inside, a little high. Here's the pitch. It's outside. He swung on and missed on a changeup. I mean, it would have caught the outside edge of the plate. Full count, 2 away. Runner at second. That's Perez, who's the DH today. He had the RBI. He drove in Pasquantino from first on a double. 2 away. Full count. Martin set. Here's the delivery. Changeup. Bounces to third, and they tag out Perez, who was moving with the pitch. Thanks for that. So the Sox get out of it, leave a runner in scoring position, but we have a 1-0 lead after 2 for the Royals. Let me bring up the other score thing. Apologies. Take that one out. Put this one up. Oh, I forgot to say end first. Apologies. All right. Yep, 1-0, 2-1 in hits for the Royals as well. Oh, hey, there are a couple other games going on. Let's check in on these in Major League Baseball today. All right. Heading to the bottom of the fifth, the Orioles in Minnesota lead the Twins 2-1. Halfway home in that game. Rangers trailing in Boston to the Red Sox 2-0. They are batting in the top of the third. Later tonight, Phillies at Rays, Reds at Braves, Blue Jays at Angels, Dodgers at Diamondbacks, Tigers at Rockies. Why is that game down there? What is MLB doing? Oh, because it's a doubleheader. They got rained out. So the doubleheader, Tigers at Rockies at 2:10 Central, and following that game, so probably no earlier than like 5:40, depending on how long game one goes. All right, we're ready. Here's the first pitch, slider fouled off by Robert Jr., strike one. Yeah, I gotta change this one too. Mid-second. Whoops, can't type today. Four seam, strike two. I believe he swung. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Robert Jr. 1 for 8 in this series. Here's the pitch. On the corner, called strike three. One away, top of the first. Not sure what he was watching. Oops, I forgot that. There we go. One away for the White Sox here. Vaughn is the next hitter. Slider, ball one. Sweeper, 82 miles per hour, taken, strike two. Caught the inside part of the plate. I'm sorry, strike one. 1-1, evens the count. Apologies. Here's the pitch. Missed a sweeper, low, strike two, 84 miles per hour. Vaughn is 4 for 10 with a home run and 2 walks in his career in 12 plate appearances against Chris Bubic. Vaughn at third today, batting 182 on the season. 15 pitches for Bubic. Rocks back and forth, finally comes set. Here's the leg kick, delivers a changeup low and outside. Ball two. Alright. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed on a four-seam fastball up in the zone. 1 strikeout looking, 1 strikeout swinging in the inning for Bubic. Sox quickly up 2 away in the top of the second. Lefty ball, slider taken, strike one. This is Palacios, the designated hitter. 2 for 12 for this series. 179 average on the year. Setting right up down the middle. Misses just a hair low with a 92 mile per hour sinker. 1-1. Lefty on lefty. Finally, he's set. Here's the pitch. Missed, swinging on a sinker high in the zone. Strike two. And Bubic is 1 strike from striking out the side. All right, he's finally set. They want it right down the middle. Here's the pitch. Sinker grounded to third. Over to first in time. That ends the inning. So 5-3 on the ground out. That does it for the top of the second. And we head to the bottom of the second. Royals up 1-0. And coming to bat for their second time of the game. Nope. Wrong one. There we go. All right. Oh, thanks for watching. If you're new to Sinbin Stream, welcome, and please hit like on the video if you like what we do here. Also, if you wouldn't mind, please consider subscribing to Sinbin Stream on YouTube. Really helps out the channels. I'll probably get a graphic up going sometime with my socials. Sinbin Stream on X, Blue Sky, Twitch, and Kick as well. And if you're a White Sox fan, like I said, top of the show, I put it in the chat. Rest in peace to Chet Lemon, who passed away today. Tigers legend too, but was first a White Sox. Alright, let me get a little water, then I'll be right back. Ugh. Alright, still at... Oh, they just came back from commercial now. Alright, we're set. Who's leading off? Massey, the second baseman. He's in the left-handed batter's box against the righty pitcher. Misses on a changeup low, ball one. Alright, we got Martin set. They're going high, and he misses high with a cutter, ball two. Come on, don't leave. Alright, let's go. Come on, Martin. They're setting up high again. Here's the pitch. It's bunted on a changeup. It goes straight back foul for strike one. Massey hitting 198. If you missed us in the bottom of the first with two away, a single and then a double by... It was a single by Pasquantino and a double by Perez. That's the difference in the game. 1-0. Here's the 2-2. Hits a four-seamer, dumps it into left down the line. That's at least a single. Let's see if he gets held there. Nope, it's a double. Leadoff double for the Royals in the second inning. Michael Massey's fifth double this season. And that'll bring up Hunter Renfroe, the right fielder, hitting 160 on the season. So, 2 extra base hits already for the Royals, and we're still batting in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch low on a slider, ball one. Right-hander, Hunter Renfroe, 160, the what? Yeah, 160, 2 RBI. Apologies. All right, Martin delivers outside, misses on a cutter, ball two. Come on. Go after this guy. Good grief. It's the 7-hitter. Righty on righty. All right, Martin checks second. Here's the pitch. Misses four-seam, low, 3-0. I mean, I guess if we're playing for a double play, but let's stay out of the big inning here, shall we? Come on, Martin. 25 pitches, nobody out here in the second. He's set. Here's the pitch. Strike taken on a four-seam. 3-1 the count. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position at second. That's Massey, who had the leadoff double. Here's the pitch. Four seam, foul back, 96 miles per hour. Full count. So good on Martin for battling back in the count here. All right. Martin checks second. Here's the pitch. Grounder to short. Runner holds. Over to first in time. One away for the Royals. Good defense by the Sox. And a way to not lose him by Martin after falling behind 3-0 on the count. Last 8 starts, the Sox pitchers have done well. 3.07 ERA, 1.50 whip. All right, checks the runner. Here's the throw to the lefty. Misses low and inside. Ball 1. It is Waters, the center fielder, hitting 275. Fermin, the catcher, is on deck. This is the 8th hitter in the Royals lineup. All right, Martin checks the runner a couple times. Here's the changeup. Grounded to second, over to first. Runner moves to third. But we have 2 away in the home half of the second. Martin with 30 pitches thus far. All right, Martin is set. Still rocking a little bit. Checks third. Here's the pitch. Low and outside on a cutter. Whoop, I already had ball 1. Apologies. All right, here we go. Fermin, the catcher, hitting 266. They're setting up high and inside. It's low. Got the outside edge of the plate on a cutter. Strike 1. Freddie Fermin is 2 for 8 for this series. Where's number 34? Swung on and missed a 4-seam fastball, 96 miles per hour. That was going to catch the edge of the plate. 1-2. And Martin steps off the rubber. I assume it's because Fermin stepped out of the box. But they're only showing Martin waist up. All right. Looks like Fermin is ready. Martin is set. Here's the pitch. Misses outside on a 97 mile per hour 4-seam. 2-2 the count. 2 away here in the bottom of the second. They're setting up right down the middle. Misses low on the cutter. Full count. 2 away. Runner will be taking off from third on the delivery. Martin shakes off the first few signs. Now he's set. Here's the pitch. 4-seam, low, just caught the bottom edge of the box. Taken, strike 3. Ends the inning. So, no runs for the Royals that inning. They did pick up another hit, a leadoff double. Oops. There we go. And we head to the top of the third. 1-0 Royals. And I think I got it. Let's see. And second. There we go. And let's check in on the other 2 games. Get a quick refresh here. All right, Orioles up 2-1 in Minnesota, top of the 6th, still batting. Got a runner in scoring position there at second. Rangers still trailing 2-0 in Boston. Red Sox batting with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. And starting in about a half hour will be the Tigers at Rockies for game 1 of a doubleheader. Yeah, Rockies, I believe they're the only team worse than the Sox. 6-29 on the season. Oof. Sox dropped the opening game against Houston at home, but then won 2 straight to win the series, and now proceed to lose 3 straight on this road trip to Kansas City, and trying to get out of here with a win and not get swept. They've had not a lot of luck this year or last year. They were, 0 for 7, I think I heard, on the road against KC last year. It's been a nightmare, I guess, the last 10 years or so as well. All right, leading off is Sosa, the second baseman. He is the 7th hitter. Oh, that's right. The Sox grounded into a double play. They had a hit, but it got erased on a double play. So 7, 8, 9. Sosa, Baldwin, Taylor. As we get set for the top of the third. And let's fix this one. Oh, yeah, I believe the Pirates manager got fired. Low, ball 1. Sosa hitting 246. Bubic, 22 pitches so far. Here's the pitch. Change up on the outside edge. Taken, strike 1. Sosa is 1 for 9 in this series thus far. Alright, Bubic set. Here's the pitch. Misses a changeup. Low. Strike 2. Swung. Bit of a gulf. And it's been Sosa's issue this series. He's been chasing pitches out of the zone, out of the strike zone, low. Alright, Bubic is set. They're setting up inside, the catcher, I mean. Here's the pitch, way inside, 4-seam. Ball 1. Ball 2, sorry. Alright, man, he keeps rocking back and forth on his feet. Here's the pitch, 4-seam, driven into the gap in left center, rolling almost to the warning track, cut off. And standing up with a double for Sosa, a leadoff double for the White Sox in the top of the third. Good hit for Sosa, hitting it opposite field. He did chase another low one, but he got all of it. And center fielder cut it off, but not in time to throw him out at second. So, man at second in scoring position, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Baldwin hits a slider to right. That's caught, and the runner will have to stay at second. Fly to right field. 10 years of Major League Baseball service time for Michael Taylor today. Big milestone. The 9th hitter. He playing right field today. He's hitting 197 on the season. Bubic, 27 pitches thus far. 10 seconds on the pitch clock. 8, 7, 6. Checks second. 5, 4, 3. Pitch, it should have been low on a slider, but the ump called it a strike. I don't think Taylor likes the call either. He asked. That was low according to the box they have on the TV. Here's the pitch. 4-seam taken, strike 2. That one was definitely a strike. 0-2, 1 away, runner at second after a leadoff double by Sosa. Baldwin flew to right, and now we are at Taylor, the 9th hitter in the lineup. Here's the pitch. Chased and missed a changeup low out of the zone. Strike 3, 2 away. Here in the top third. Great pitch. Bottom dropped out of it. 87. tough to. I mean, it was a strike when he started his swing, and then the bottom dropped out of it. All right, that brings us to the top of the order. Mydroth against the lefties in the right-handed batter's box. Takes the four-seam, 93 miles per hour. Strike one. Single in the first for Mydroth, hitting 260 on the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Misses low on that changeup. 87, ball one. 32 pitches for Bubic. Alright. Here's the pitch. Sweeper fouled off. Strike two. It was inside. He fouled it off to the behind the Royals dugout on the first base side. First base line. Alright. Mydroth on the 1-2 count. 2 away. Sox with the runner in scoring position. Here's the delivery. Changeup grounded weakly to first. He'll have to toss it to the pitcher who covers in time. 3-1 ground out. That does it for the Sox here in the top of the third. They pick up a hit, but no runs as we head to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Royals. Alright, we'll move over and check the other two games. Let me get a quick refresh. Twins tie it up, still batting in the bottom of 6, 2-2, Orioles at Twins. Red Sox still lead 2-0, only on one hit, and they are still batting in the bottom of the fourth. And warm-ups for game one of a doubleheader between the Tigers and Rockies in Colorado. Mize and Freeland, the pitching matchup. A righty for Detroit, lefty for Colorado. Alright, we'll take a quick check of Twitter, see what's going on. Nope, that is not Twitter. That's his Twitter. Alright, we're back. Let's get the right bug up there. Slider low and away, ball one. The hitter is India, the leadoff hitter for the Royals today. Takes a four-seam, strike one. 38 pitches for Martin. Righty on righty. They're setting up high. Here's the pitch. Low. Changeup. Chased it. It's got it. I mean, I don't know enough baseball, but the catcher must be trying to fake that it's high and then adjust low at the last second. Alright, 1-2 count. Leadoff hitter in the home half of the third. That one was high, and he set up high. Misses on a four-seam. Ball two. 95 miles per hour. 40th pitch of the day here for the starting pitcher, Martin. He pops a changeup up in foul territory, but it falls one bouncer into the dugout for the Royals. Pitcher, catcher, and first base all chasing. Couldn't get it there. Davis Martin pitched 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 run, and got 6 strikeouts in his last start. Or was it? They're highlighting a start against Boston. Misses low on a 4-seam. Ball 3, full count. It's just a little low. Might have caught the edge of the plate, but it was definitely low. Here's the pitch. Hits a 4-seam into left field, down the line. Chasing is, and caught. That's Baldwin. Nice defense. Oops, sorry, I forgot to zero out the outs here. 1 away in the bottom of the third. What a play by Baldwin to track that one down on the line. Good defensive support there. Now we got Bobby Witt Jr., who is the hero from last night's game. A 2-run homer in the bottom of the 5th. He grounds a changeup foul down the left field line early. Strike 1. 0 for 1. Fly out in the first. He's got 5 homers, 21 RBI in the season. Here's the pitch. Swung on a slider low. Strike 2. Martin at 45 pitches. All right. Looks like Martin is set. Here's the delivery. Fouled off a fastball outside. Still 0-2. Martin set. Here's the leg kick. Oh, he bounces a changeup. Was well short of the plate. And outside. Ball 1. Alright. Here's the pitch. Misses on a cutter. They asked first if he went. No, he didn't. 2-2. It was low and a little outside, and Bobby Witt Jr. laid off of it. All right, 2-2, 1 out, nobody on. Hits a 4-seam for a single into center, 2-hopper. And Witt is aboard, and look out, he's probably headed for second base soon. I think the catcher wanted it high and in, and it was outside. And Witt just drove it basically opposite field. It was to the right center gap, but 2-hopper to the center fielder. All right, Pasquantino's up. He's 1 for 1. Change up low. There goes Witt, not in time, and he's safe. Takes off on the first pitch, easily in there on the changeup. And Pasquantino scored. He had a single and then scored the only run of the game when Perez drove him in on a double. So man at second, 1 away for the Royals in the third. 12th stolen base this year for Bobby Witt Jr. Misses on a changeup, 2-0. Apologies, missed the first ball. Yeah, they're showing that replay. The catcher definitely set up high and in, and he missed outside. You know, it was in the strike zone, and Witt just took it. All right, left-handed batter's box. Cutter fouled off by Pasquantino, 2-1. All right. He wants it a little high in the zone, but he's got a runner at second. There's a changeup. Missed. Strike 2. Good pitch. Just got bottom dropped out of it a little bit and caught the edge of the plate, and he swung and missed. 1 out. 2-2 count. Man at second. Here's the pitch. Bouncer up the middle. Shortstop has it on the second base side. Throws to first in time for 2 away. Bobby Witt Jr. moves over to third base. Good play by the shortstop. That's my draw today. All right, that'll bring up Perez. He had the RBI double in the first. 1 for 1 today. Cutter misses outside. 55 pitches now for... sorry, I'm blanking here. Martin. All right, Martin is set. Wants the pitch inside. It's outside. Swung on and missed. Strike one on a four-seam. 94 miles per hour. All right. Martin set. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Perez. He hits a changeup into center for a single. That'll score one, and it's 2-0 Royals in the bottom of the third. Drove it right up the middle. Just took a low pitch and slapped it into center. Two nothing Royals on 5 hits. First pitch was a ball to... Alright, they're showing Perez. Garcia is up. He's hitting 320. 0 for 1 today. Here's the pitch. Taken inside. Changeup. Ball 2. Alright, they didn't update their count for some reason. I'm pretty sure it's 2-0. Yep, now they did. Here's the pitch. A grounder on a cutter to third. He'll throw to second in time. That'll be 5-4 ground out or force out. Fielder's choice, I guess. That'll end the third. But not before the Royals pick up another run and take a 2-0 lead as we head to the top of the fourth. There we go. End of the third. 2-0 Royals. All right, I'll be right back. Ugh. All right, we're back. They're advertising the Marlins are, I think they are in Chicago. I can double check that. All right, 2-0 Royals through 3. Vargas is up. Low slider, ball 1. All right, setting up inside, change up low, swung on and missed. Strike 1, Vargas. Hitting second today, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, 223 on the season, 2 homer, 12 RBI. Here's the pitch by Bubic, taking a sweeper inside. Ball 2, I think it was 83 mile per hour. here's the pitch. Change up, popped into left, incoming left fielder catches it. That is India for the first out in the top of the fourth. Kiro, the catcher today, is up. He is 0 for 1, hitting .286 on the season. So we got 5 hits for the Royals, 2 for the Sox. Yep. 1 run in the first, 1 run in the third for the Royals thus far. Here's the pitch. Fouls off a 4-seam, strike 1. 92 miles per hour. Alright. Man, this guy rocks on his feet. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Nope. Hit into right on a 4-seam. On the run. 1 hopper to the right fielder. Down the line. And the Sox have a base runner with 1 out in the top of the fourth. Good hustle by the right fielder, Renfroe, but he couldn't catch it. So, a fly out to left. India caught it for the first out, and now a single to right. And Kuro's aboard with Robert Jr. at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second, hitting 189 on the season. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Low. Did he foul it off? Must have, because the catcher didn't go for it. Strike 1. Damn, that was a changeup. Like, bounced at the plate. Oh, Sox are chasing this low garbage. Alright, here's the pitch. Fouls off another low changeup. Strike 2. He's behind in the count, and the Sox have 1 out with a runner at first. Alright, looks like Bubik's set. Still rocking on his feet, though. Now he's set. Here's the pitch. Changeup, grounded to third, over to second, in time. That ends it. Great stretch by Pasquantino at first to convert it. And the Sox ground into their second double play of the game and come away with nothing in the top of the fourth. So we head to the bottom of the fourth with the Sox trailing 2-0. They pick up a single, their third hit of the game, but that's it. Oh, let's see. Did I change this? Nope, I didn't change the Sox hits there yet. Okay. That's right. 03525. Excuse me. Let's check in on the other 3 games. Oh, but yeah, I'm sorry. Tigers, Rockies still warming up. Coming up shortly. Orioles and Twins are tied. Top of the 8th, 2-2 score. Rangers still trailing 2-0 in Boston, as Boston is about to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Alright, not much extra base hits over the last 2 days for the White Sox. Sosa doubled. I think they had a double yesterday, maybe 2. But they lost 2-1. Royals had that 2-run homer. That was the difference in the game. That was Bobby Witt Jr. in the bottom of the 5th. Alright, we're back from commercial. Turn this way when I'm working on. Alright, who's up for the Royals? We got Massey, the second baseman. He's 1 for 1, hitting .205 on the season. We're still showing Perez in the Royals dugout for some reason. And they're showing the Royals Hall of Fame sign that was established in 1986. All right, I don't know what the holdup is here. Unless they got back from commercial early, I don't know what we're waiting on. All right, left-handed batter's box. Massey. Here's the pitch by Martin. Takes a cutter, strike one, 90 miles per hour. All right, setting up high. The catcher is. Changeup misses low and outside. 1-1. 62 pitches as we were just underway in the bottom of the fourth for Martin, the Sox starter. Here's the pitch. Cutter fouled off from the inside part of the plate. Strike two. Massey hitting 6 today. He wears number 19 on his jersey. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High. Four seam. Way high. Ball 2. Alright. Setting up high and outside. Changeup outside. Great stoppage. Short. Here's the throw. Not in time. Infield single to start the bottom of the fourth. Great play by Mydroth, but just too fast by Massey down the line, and I think he one-hopped the throw. He had to dive, get to his feet, and fire. Threw a one-hop throw. It was great, just late. It's a good effort by Mydroth. Yeah, definitely late. No challenge coming. Just a step late. Massey had to hustle. Here's the pitch. Fouls off a four seam. Strike one. Runner on. Nobody out. Renfroe up. He's 0 for 1. 158 on the season. On deck is Waters. 272. Setting up right down the middle. Here's the pitch. Misses on a cutter. Swung on and missed. Strike two. 67 pitches. Renfroe grounded out in the second. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Martin is set. Here's the pitch. Way outside, low. Throw to first. Runner is safe. Ball 1. Cuero trying to catch a runner napping. It was close. Good throw. All right, Massey. Oh, they throw to first. Runner safe. No tag. Still 1-2 on the count. Martin delivers. Swung on and missed on a cutter low and out of the zone. Strike 3. 1 away. Tough pitch. Chased one that was just off the dirt. Catcher's glove was in the dirt, but he caught it and held on. 1 out. Bottom 4. 69 pitches for Martin. Nice. Setting up high. Here's the pitch. Cutter driven to center. Make that left. Caught on the run by Baldwin. Nice catch. 70 pitches. 2 away. White Sox throwing the leather today. Nice play by Baldwin, who gets the start and left today. All right, 2 outs. That'll bring up the 9th place hitter, the catcher, Fermin, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, 262 on the season. Right-handed batter, right-handed pitcher. Here's the pitch. Four seam, just missed low, 94 miles per hour, ball 1. All right. Martin, set. Leg kick. Here's the pitch. Four seam, just missed high. Ball 2. Come on, we got the top of the order on deck. Come on. All right, shakes off the first signal. Now he's set. Martin. Here's the Delivery swung on and missed on a slider out of the zone. Strike one. Fermin had a strikeout in the second. 1 homer, 4 RBI on the season. Here's the pitch. Swung and missed on a cutter. Strike two. Would have been a strike if he had not swung and taken it. All right, 2-2 pitch, 2 outs, man at first, 2-0 Kansas City, bottom of the fourth, misses outside on a cutter, full count. Runner will be taking off with the delivery of the pitch. All right, 8 seconds on the pitch clock. Martin set, throws to first. Not in time, runner's safe. CHSN doing a little bit better, cutting from the regular camera to the one showing the first base. Here's the pitch. Cutter grounded to third, over to first. 5-3 ground out. Ends the inning and the threat by the Royals in the fourth. We head to top of the fifth. 2-0 Royals. I believe the hits I've got are correct. Oh, 3-2-6. That is correct. While we have a minute, here's what's coming up this week on Sinbin Stream. We have UFL football tomorrow night, 7 p.m. That's the DC Defenders at the San Antonio Brahmas. Again, 7 p.m. Central. These are all Central time zone. Saturday, NBA doubleheader in the afternoon at 2:30. Boston at New York Knicks. That should be Game 3. Knicks won both games on the road, trailing by 20 plus. And still won by 1 both games. That's the first time in at least the last 25 years that that's happened. Regular season or playoffs. Back-to-back wins. So, and then at the nightcap, Minnesota T-Wolves at Golden State Warriors. That is 7:30 p.m. Sunday, another UFL football game. Houston Roughnecks at Birmingham Stallions. Early, 11 a.m. Afternoon NBA. Oklahoma City Thunder at Denver Nuggets, 2:30 p.m. Monday, no stream. Enjoy the day off. And then Tuesday night, or actually afternoon, White Sox at Cincinnati Reds, 5:40 p.m. Central, first pitch. And we head to the fifth. And they're showing the sideline reporter eating for some reason. It's Brooke Fletcher. And the White Sox, CHSN, Chicago Sports Network. Here's the pitch on a sweeper. Should have been a strike, but the ump calls a ball. Thought it caught the top edge of the box. Vaughn, 0 for 1 is the hitter. Bubick set to deliver his 45th pitch here as we start the fifth. Fouled off a sweeper, 1-1. Was inside. Vaughn 0 for 1 with a strikeout, hitting 181 on the season. We've got 4 White Sox in the order today, not hitting 200. And the highest average is 298 because Kiro, the catcher. Changeup fouled off, 1-2. Whereas, well, the Royals have a guy hitting 156, Hunter Renfroe, the right fielder, but they've got a couple guys hitting over 300. All right, 3 home runs. I think it's at 14 RBI. I missed it for Vaughn. Here's the pitch. 4-seam down the right field line in the corner. That should be a double. Stand-up double for Vaughn. to lead off the Sox top of the 5th inning. His 6th double of the season. And Vaughn is playing first today. Great hit to the opposite way. And Bubic not happy with himself or the pitch. All right, lefty on lefty as Palacios, the DH, steps in. He's 0 for 1. Misses high and in on a sinker, ball 1. 175 average for Palacios. Usually plays right field. All right, here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a sinker high. Strike 1, 91 miles per hour. Bubic about to throw his 50th pitch. 0 for 1 with a ground out in the 2nd inning. 1 homer, 4 RBI for Palacios. Lefty on lefty. Here's the pitch. Sinker, grounded weakly to short. They thought about, the throw gets away. He's safe. And the Sox have runners at the corners. Nobody out. I'm assuming this is going to be an error either on the throw or on the fielding play. We'll see what the official score says. The runner had to avoid it. I think he took a look at third and then he just went to first and the throw got away from Pasquantino. Bobby Witt Jr. And I don't know if that was his fault on the throw really or Pasquantino just dropped it. They're saying 6-5. They gave him a hit. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay. Yeah, 6 hits for the Royals, 5 for the White Sox. Nobody out. Sosa the hitter. He's 1 for 1. Takes a changeup. Strike 1. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on what they call it. All right, Sosa, the second baseman, 1 for 1. He had a double in the 3rd. All right, Bubic looks at first. Now he's set. Here's the throw. Fouled off a 4-seam. High in the zone. 0-2. All right, runners at the corners. Nobody out. A double and then an infield single. Now this is the 3rd hitter in the inning from the 7th spot. You can't see. Good joke. Thanks for checking in, Pequeno Gaming. I like these dad jokes. Thank you. All right. We got 7 seconds. Here's the pitch. A grounder on a changeup to third. They're coming home. He's out. Fielder's choice. And the Sox have first and second now. 1 out. Easy out. Vaughn moving on the contact, but one away, 2 on. Palacios is the runner at second. Baldwin, the batter, 0 for 1. A bouncer on a sweeper. Good stop by the catcher. It gets away. Ball 1. Leadoff double. Infield single to short. Keeping an eye on that. They decided to change it to an error. I think they're saying he would have beat the throw anyways had Pasquantino held on to it at first. Then a grounder that they threw from third to home to get the runner. 4-seam taken to strike 1. Baldwin hitting .248 on the season. Line out in the 3rd. 3 homer, 15 RBI for the season. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt, holds the bat back, taken low, ball 2. Apologies for the whistle there. All right. Here's the pitch. Grounder right at the pitcher. Throws to second in time. Over to first. That's the third grounded into double play by the White Sox this afternoon. And that'll do it for the top of the fifth. 2-0 Royals coming to bat in the home half of the fifth. Halfway home, and the game is only 80 minutes or 70 minutes old. We'll take it. Yep, that should be middle of the fifth. I mistyped a letter there. Let's fix that. So 050260. There we go. There we go. Another hit by the Sox. They got 2 doubles and 3 singles, but nothing to show for it because they've grounded into 3 double plays. They're 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. I think that hit after the double was the only hit they've gotten. It was an infield single to short. So, well, I don't know about this one, Pekino Gaming. Come on. Okay. All right, I'm laughing. I'll give it to you. All right. So we'll have the leadoff hitter here for the Royals, India. Let's check the other games, shall we? Orioles Twins still tied at 2. Bottom of the 8th. 2 runners on for the Twins. Rangers now are up 3-0 after getting a run in the 5th, and they are batting in the 6th. Rockies already got 2 in the first. I'm sorry, the Tigers did. The Rockies are batting in the first, trailing 2-0. We got a low ball, ball 1 to the leadoff hitter. 2-0. Another slider in the dirt. Yes, thank you for everybody subbing. Pekino Gaming let me know it's up to 65. All right, apologies. It's 3-0. 4-seam misses, ball 4, leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 5th. Whoops, and I need to go here. And I need to change that to end of the 6th or 5th in a minute here. .050 for the White Sox, 260 for the Royals. They get a leadoff walk. 4-seam fouled off, strike 1. The hitter is Bobby Witt Jr. 1 for 2, single in the 3rd, scored a run and stole a base. 5 homers on the year, 21 RBI, and he's hitting .311. Had a 2-run homer yesterday, which was the difference in the game. Here's the 0-1 pitch, a bouncing changeup low and outside, 1-1. Yes, thank you for 66 subscribers. Really appreciate it. Helps out the channel. Low and outside on a cutter, 2-1. Nobody out. Man at first. Bobby Witt Jr., 1 for 2 on the day. Wonder if the White Sox bullpen is getting warmed up. Martin at 83 pitches. Here's the pitch. Hits a changeup for a single to center field. 2 on, nobody out. And the Royals cooking here in the home half of the 5th with the runner in scoring position. Maybe the Sox can turn a double play. Good pitch. It was just low, but good flip of the bat by Bobby Witt Jr. to drive this ball into center. 4-hopper to the center fielder. So a walk and a single, and that's where we stand here in the fifth. And the bullpen, or I should say the pitching coach, making a visit to the mound. Wonder if he's buying time for the bullpen. All right, somebody is warming up. It's Mike Vassell, a right-hander, with Pasquantino, a lefty, due up. I would think they would leave. Yeah, we'll see. All right, 7 hits on the day, 2 runs for the Royals. 5 hits, no runs for the White Sox. Okay. Mound visit should be over. Martin steps off the pitching rubber. Buy a little time for Vassell warming up in the bullpen. Pasquantino, the lefty, facing the righties. 1 for 2 with a run scored. 214 on the year. They're setting up high and outside. Cutter fouled off inside. Strike 1. 85th pitch for Martin. All right, setting up down the middle. Here's the pitch. Change up, driven to right, back near the track, caught. And the throw goes to second, and the runner moves to third on the tag up. 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners at the corners, but they get an out. Fly out to right. So that was, Taylor caught it. Number 21. Somebody in the White Sox City Connect jersey and hat in the front row. They just showed. Believe Martin is getting the hook. Yep, there we go. Pitching change, bottom 5th. Martin's day is done, but he's on the hook for 2 base runners still, with only 1 out in the 5th. I gotta get some more water. Be right back. Alright, still at commercial. We're ready though. Oh, gotta keep the voice ready. Man, doubleheaders are difficult though. Doing 2 games at once. A lot of sitting. Alright, let's take down the pitching change. Vassell should be still warming up, or just about set. Vassell, 10 games, 19.2 innings, .92 ERA. Sinker misses inside, ball 1. Right-handed batter against right-handed pitcher. It's Perez, the DH, who's 2 for 2 with both RBI. Alright, Vassell throws to first. Wow, what a weird camera they went to. They had to go from one in the stands, which was way far away on the shot. It wasn't a normal tight shot of the pitching mound and first base. All right, runners at the corners, 1 away. The 1-0 pitch to Perez. Sinker, lined, foul. Deep, but way foul. Strike one. Way out in front. 2 for 2, double, single, 2 RBI, 2 home runs on the year, 19 RBI for Perez, the right-handed hitter. All right, here's the pitch. Sweeper misses inside, 2-1. Bassel wears number 61 for the White Sox. All right, catcher setting up pretty much down the middle. Here's the pitch. Four seam, strike two, stolen base. They stay out of the force out. Did the runner... What are they doing? Okay. CHSN had first and second. I'm like, did the guy at third score? I got so confused. It's now second and third, 2 runners in scoring position. 13th stolen base by Bobby Witt Jr. A sweeper is fouled off. We'll do the 2-2 pitch again. 1 away, 2 runners in scoring position at second and third. 2-2 the count, 1 away though. Sox need a strikeout, pop up, or grounder. Maybe they can. It's going to be difficult to get either runner, but we'll see. All right, time called by the ump. That's the delay. All right. Bassel is set. Here's the pitch. Sweeper taken. Strike 3 in the zone. Perez doesn't like it, or maybe he's just asking, but it was in the zone. What a pitch. 2 away, and boy, the Sox need that. I mean, according to the box, it was there, but, you know, the catcher framed it a little. Whatever. Sit down. Grab some bench, as Hawk Harrelson would say. Oh, sweeper. It looked like it missed low, but it's taken for strike 1. 0 for 2. 2 fielders' choices for Garcia. 318 average, 4 homers, 15 RBI for the season. Vassell set. Here's the delivery. Lays off a sweeper, low and outside. They appealed. Yeah. No swing by the first base ump. 1-1 count, 2 away, but 2 runners in scoring position for the Royals as they already lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Vassell looks at third. Here's the pitch, low, outside, ball 2 on a changeup, 87 miles per hour. Vassell on in relief for Martin, the starter, who went 4 1/3. Both base runners are Martin's responsibility. Bounces a sweeper, 3-1 in the dirt. All right, who's on deck? It's Massey, but he's 2 for 2 today. I mean, I get it. You don't want to give Garcia anything really to hit, but Massey's 2 for 2 today already. On deck. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Sinker taken, inside corner, full count, 2 away, bottom of the 5th. Runners will be going on the delivery of the pitch. Vassell checks over to third, not being held on. Here's the pitch, swung on a sinker. It's in foul territory. First baseman chases. It's out of play in the stands. We'll do it again. Huge bounce. Nobody caught it on the fly by the stand. In the stands by any of the fans. All right, we'll do it again. Three-two pitch. Checking third. Here's the pitch. Sweeper driven to left center. At the wall. It's off the wall. Gets away from the center fielder. Both runners will score. This will be a double or a triple. Garcia at third, unless they call it like a double plus error. And not good for the Sox. 3-2, 2 away, and they give up a triple. Let's see what the guy calls it. Yeah, it's a hit, but yeah, they gave Garcia a triple. It hit off the wall and it got away from the center fielder and rolled towards second base. Oh boy. Fouled away into the right field stands. Strike one. Whoops, sorry, man at third. I put him at second. Apologies. Grounded to second, over to first. That ends the fifth, but not before the Royals pick up two more and extend their lead to 4-0. We head to the top of the first. Royals 4, White Sox 0. Let's see if I've got this right. 050 4. Whoops. 050 480. Yep, there we go. Alright, hey, thanks for joining everybody. Hope you like what you're viewing. If you do like the video, please click like. And if you wouldn't mind, please consider subscribing to Sinbin Stream. It really helps out the channel. And we are 5 innings in. 4-0 Royals. And here's what's coming up on live streams this week. We'll get back to the White Sox next Tuesday on the road in Cincinnati to take on the Reds at 5:40 p.m. Central. They have an off day on Monday. That's why there's no stream. We have UFL football and NBA basketball coming up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So White Sox 0, KC 4, end of 5 innings. Alright, so the Royals got one in the... Yeah, here, we'll just take that. So thus far, they got one in the first, one in the third, 2 in the fifth. So they've scored in the odd innings. And we're getting set for the top of the sixth. Sox have 2 doubles on the day of their 5 hits. That's the only extra base hits, but they've grounded into 3 double plays. 4-seam taken, strike 1. Low in the zone. All right, Taylor is 0 for 1, strikeout in the third. 1 homer, 6 RBI on the season. 9th place hitter today, hitting 194. Swung on and missed on a slider, strike 2, 84 miles per hour. All right, the lefty, Bubick. Here's the pitch. Fouls off a 4-seam. We'll do it again. 92 miles per hour. They say the count's 1-2. Then I missed a pitch. Alright, apologies. Unless... Okay, at any rate, they say it's 1-2. Swung on and missed. Either way, it's strike 3. 1 away. Missed a changeup just outside. We got 1 down here for the Sox in the top of the 6th. Sox only managed 6 hits yesterday and 1 run, and 3 of the hits and the run came in the top of the 9th when they were trailing 2-0. So Bubick. So unfortunately, ball 1 misses high. Fortunately, the Martin gave up 4 runs in 4.1 innings. Vassell inherited 2 runners and couldn't keep them from scoring. Here's the 1-0, misses high again on a 4-seam, 2-0, and the hitter is the leadoff hitter, Mydroth, playing short today, 1 for 2, hitting 255 on the season. lefty hitter, or I'm sorry, lefty pitcher against a right-handed. I think Mydroth's a switch hitter. Four seam, misses high, 3-0. Sox will take a 1-out walk here. I assume he's taken. They're trailing 4-0. They need base runners. 2 seconds on the pitch clock. Here's the pitch, four seam, taken, strike one. Yeah, agreed. I was thinking the same thing. Thanks, Brick. Alright, yeah, I don't want to accidentally say that. Taken, slider, strike two. Full count, one away, nobody on. I had that on my mind. I didn't want to accidentally slip and say that. Alright, the lefty has thrown 66 pitches today. Full count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up, foul. Four seam. We'll do it again. I think Mydroth checking if that was a strike. It would have been if he hadn't fouled it off. Alright, in the right-handed batter's box, facing the lefty, Bubic. 67 pitches. He wants time. I don't know. The catcher's talking to the ump. I think they got ruled maybe for catcher's interference. Mydroth heads to first. I'm going to check the audio. Oh, I think it was an automatic ball. They wanted a reset on the pitch clock, I think. And the umps are talking it over. Okay, that's the first time in this 4-game series that the pitch clock might be coming into play. So he was facing a full count after a foul ball, and I don't know, they lost track of the pitch count and gave him a ball. All right, yeah, the Royals think it was a quick clock. And now, yeah, Will Venable, the White Sox manager, wants to be told what the heck they just called. So maybe Mydroth didn't get awarded first. We'll see. I'm assuming this means Bubic's still going to face Mydroth with a full count then. We got one out here in the bottom of the first. Venable wearing number 1 as the Sox manager. All right, I think... Whoops, sorry. Don't have a minus button on the balls and strikes. All right, I believe it's still a full count. KC must have won their appeal. They said, hey, what happened? The clock didn't get reset. All right. Now the ump is explaining to Mydroth what happened. I thought maybe it was catcher's interference on the foul ball. It was a pitch clock issue. All right, we'll do it again on the 3-2. 10 seconds on the pitch clock. Mydroth back in the right-handed batter's box, facing the lefty. 3 seconds. Here's the delivery. Swung on and missed on a changeup. Strike 3. 2 away. Man, it's too bad. All right, and the Sox are saying celebrate Mother's Day at the ballpark on Sunday with the White Sox as they face the Miami Marlins. 3-game set gets underway tomorrow, but we will be doing UFL football at that time. All right, Vargas is the batter. Fouls off a slider down the left field line. Whoops, I leaned on the button. Strike 1. Vargas 0 for 2 with a strikeout and flyout. 221 on the year, 2 homers, 12 RBI. All right, the lefty, 2 seconds. Here's the pitch. Sweeper taken, strike 2. Just a little low in the zone, but it was over the plate and a strike. All right, time is called as Bubic steps off the plate, or the pitching rubber. Poor guy probably got that. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Here's the pitch. fouls off a four seam. It lands just foul down the right field line. All right. Best team ERA this season. The Royals are second, 2.99. Mets lead with a 2.89 ERA. Here's the 0-2. Fouled off a four seam. We'll do it again. He was at 1 second on the pitch clock on that one. Taking his time here in the top of the sixth. But the Royals have the best team ERA since April 20th at 2.10. Tigers second at 2.82. All right. Grounder, change up fouled off. Still 0-2. 73 pitches now. Yeah, I wore the Bo Jackson shirt as he's a former White Sox player after his football career was over. Bouncer in the dirt, 1-2. And because I gotta remind myself, I gotta release my Tecmo Super Bowl video later today here on Sinbin Stream. All right, lefty pitcher against the right-handed hitting Vargas. Another bouncer evens the count, 2-2. Vargas 0 for 2. He's hitting in the second spot today. And he has a strikeout. But the count is 2-2. 5 seconds on the pitch clock. Here's the pitch. Fouled off a changeup. We'll do it again. 86 miles per hour. 76 pitches. I'll link the website in a minute between innings. Here's the pitch. Four seam, driven to center. The center fielder's under it. Caught for out number 3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. White Sox now still trailing 4-0. Middle of the 6th. Yes, hold on. Let me get the link. Oh, let me get it off my phone, and I might have to look it up so I can copy it. It's tshirtguy.store. Let me just copy and paste it. If anybody wants to get this shirt, I have a Prestige Worldwide T-shirt. You know, if you know the movie Step Brothers, that I also bought from him. He's got others. I bought some for my 10-year-old son too. All right, hold on. tshirtguy.store. He's located in Iowa. He'll deliver. You know, hopefully YouTube's not funny about sending links. I think if you just go to tshirtguy.store, you know, it'll autofill the HTTPS. I think his shirts, let me double check. They're usually, I think they're $20. Unless that's the sale price. No, and it's free shipping on orders of $39 or more in the U.S. If you're in the Denver, Iowa area, he'll deliver it for free. Okay, cool. Thanks for confirming. Yeah, I wore the Prestige Worldwide Prestige Worldwide T-shirt in yesterday's broadcast. All right, let me get up. Oh, they were just showing the fountains. I don't know where those are. You can't see them from the field in KC anymore. Yeah, that's his joke price, but I maybe they were $25 originally. I don't remember what I paid. I know they're $19.95, but can't remember if I might have paid $24.95. You know, he's my friend. I'm going to support him. Uh-oh, I lost the feed. What's going on? Uh-oh. Got trouble here. Okay, there's other channel works. All right, we're blind here. Oh, there we go. We're back. Oh, 1-0 the count. Missed the first pitch. Bottom of the sixth. Sinker misses inside. All right. Bottom of the sixth. Leadoff hitter is Renfroe, who's 0 for 2. He hits a four-seam into left center. Center fielder has it at the track, caught by Robert Jr. One away in the home half of the sixth. Is it the mid? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got to change it to end of sixth after this inning. Let me double check runs, hits, and errors. 050 480. 050 480. Okay, we're good. All right. One out. Vassal's still on the mound in relief for the Sox. Left-handed hitting, changeup foul down the right field line, strike one, and the batter is Waters, the center fielder. He's 0 for 2, 268 average. All right. Here's the pitch. Misses inside with a cutter. Oh, they said he swung. Strike two. I guess he went around. All right. Drew Waters, ground out, fly out, 0 for 2. 1 homer, 8 RBI on the season. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Taken high on a four-seam. 94 mile per hour. Ball one. In the left-handed batter's box, facing the right-hander Vassal. Fermin, the catcher, is on deck. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Bounces a cutter. Ball two. All right. Vassal is set. 2-2 pitch. Changeup fouled into the camera area by the Royals dugout, first base side. All right. 23 pitches for Vassal thus far. 4 seconds, 3 seconds on the pitch clock. Here's the pitch. Cutter grounded between first and second to right field for a single. One on with one out in the home half of the sixth for the Royals. Again, that brings up the ninth place hitter, Fermin, hitting 258. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. 9 hits for the Royals. All right. Leadoff fly out to center, single to right, and here we go, the third hitter of the inning. Misses on a sinker, high and inside, ball one, 92. And that was his 25th pitch in relief for Vassal. Strikeout, ground out thus far for Fermin. Swung on a miss on a four-seam, strike one. Excuse me. We'll definitely buy a Tecmo Bowl. Going to show my son. Yeah, that's what I did. Right. If you buy like 2 or... I think so. That means that if you buy 2, it should be free shipping, I think. Oh, yeah. Blockbuster. I like that shirt, too. Low and outside. 2-1. True. I remember those days. They'd have a whole shelf of a new movie and they'd all be out. Throw to first, runner safe. Let's see, 2-1, 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the sixth. We'll check the other 3 games later. All right, here's a pitch. Swung and missed on a four-seam, up and in, strike 2. Good pitch, tough to hit there. All right, it looks like Jared Schuster, a lefty, is getting warmed up. But he's still doing, he's off the mound, so he's just getting started to warm up. Here's the pitch. Sweeper misses, outside throw to second, not in time. Stolen base. Full count, 1 out, runner in scoring position. Good throw, just not in time. Good jump by the runner. Checks the runner. 3-2 pitch. Sinker fouled off. We'll do it again. All right. 3-2 pitch. Foul. Oh, sinker up the middle. Shortstop to first. Runner moves to third, but we have 2 away now for the Royals in the home half of the 6th. Mydroth with a good throw. Had to charge the ball. Slow roller up the middle. Runner moves easily to third, but we have 2 down. And we go head to the top of the order as the Royals have the best record since April 20th. They are 14-2. Mariners are 11-4. Tigers 10-5. Dodgers 10-5. Sweeper taken just off the plate. Ball 1. And the hitter is India, who's playing in left today. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored, hitting .225 on the season. Vassell looks at the runner at third. Sweeper taken, strike 1. Not 79 on the sweeper, 79 miles per hour. He walked in the 5th and scored 1 homer, 7 RBI for India. 1-1 pitch. Looking at third. Vassell delivers. Fouled off a 4-seam. Strike 2. Bobby Witt Jr. on deck, who's 2 for 3 today with 2 runs scored. Gotta go after India here. 5-2. Twins beat the Orioles at home today. Detroit already up 9-0 in Colorado, middle of the 3rd. Game 1 of Game 2 coming up at 5:10 approximately. Doubleheader. This is Game 1. Here's the 1-2 curveball into center on a ground ball, not played at third, and that'll score a run. And the Sox are down 5-0. Actually, stand-up double. Apologies. So 5-0, bottom of 6th, and Bobby Witt Jr. up with a runner in scoring position. Wonder if that's going to be it for Vassell. 7th double this season for Jonathan India. Wearing number 6, playing left field. All right, righty against righty. That makes sense. If he doesn't get that strike 1 taken. If he doesn't get Bobby Witt Jr. out, who's 2 for 3, 2 singles, 2 runs, 2 stolen bases, then they'll probably go to the pen and get a lefty to face Pasquantino. Here's the pitch. Inside on a sweeper, ball 1 taken. All right. 5 seconds on the pitch clock. Sweeper misses outside. 2-1. 81 mile per hour on the sweeper. 38 pitches for Vassell in relief. All right. Here's the pitch. Fouled off a sinker. Strike 2. Throws to second. Safe. Not in time. I don't know why it did the envelope. I was trying to find the... Yeah, Sox were in all 3 games of the series, but they're not in this one. unfortunately. They lost 3-0 in game one. Heartbreaking loss, 4-3 in game two. Sweeper ground up, it's into left. That's going to plate another run. India rounds third. Witt is safe at second with a double. Yeah, 3-0 loss in game one. Heartbreaking loss, 4-3 after being up 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth. And last night's coming back to make it a 2-1 game in the top of the ninth, but lost. And they're getting blown out here in game four of the 4-game series. I got to up their hits. 2 straight hits, 2 doubles. How many runs in this inning? 2 more. Yep, 6-0. That'll do it. They'll get the hook for Vassell and bring in the lefty. Offense is struggling. Pitching struggling as well today. At least the defense isn't booting the ball around the infield or dropping any in the outfield today. Let's see. I got to up the pitches. Or I'm sorry, the hits. So what do we got? 0-5-0, 6-11. We have a... Let's change this. Pitcher change. Bottom 6, take that as we have a delay. Whoops, I forgot to add the 2 runs in. There we go. All right. Oh, let's check the other games. As we saw from the White Sox broadcast, the Twins won their game against the Orioles today. They improved to 18-20. With a 5-2 win against the Baltimore Orioles. And again, the Tigers, game one, they're up 9-0, top of the fourth. And we got Jared Schuster, the lefty. So I got to head back here. Whoops, apologies. All right, we got, what did I just do? 2 away, sorry. Lefty on lefty, slider taken, strike 1. Messed up the board there, sorry. Pasquantino 1 for 3, a run scored, hitting .212. He singled in the first. Lefty on lefty, checks the runner at second. Schuster, slider, fouled off, 0-2. All right, lefty on lefty. I know I said that. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch by Schuster, high and in. And Pasquantino turns away. Almost hit on the shoulder. Be his right shoulder. All right. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. They're going high. 4-seam driven into the center field. Robert Jr. under it. Number 88. Catches it for the third out of the inning. Tosses the ball into the stands. But not before the Royals pick up 2 more. Oh, sorry. I forgot to take down the pitching change. I'll just change this live. End of 6th. And 6-0 Royals lead. We head to the 7th inning. Let me take this off here. All right, quick break. I'll be right back. Ugh. we're back. Game 1 on Monday night, they lost 3-0. Weren't really in that game. Bats didn't show up. Game 2 was a heartbreaker. Should have won. Boozer was bad in relief. Mydroth had one hit him in the head at second, but the right fielder still should have thrown the runner out at second. And they blew a 3-1 lead and a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the ninth because the Royals got one in the eighth. All right, 1 for 2. Edgar Curo single in the fourth. He took strike one. Sweeper. Ooh, I thought it caught the edge. Ump said ball. Curo in the right-handed batter's box. He's the catcher, hitting .298 on the season. Batting third for the White Sox today. Bouncing changeup, ball 2. Alright, here's the pitch. Slider misses low. 3-1. Setting up inside. Misses a 4-seam. High. But in the zone. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Full count. Leadoff hitter in the top of the 7th for the White Sox. The lefty throws, misses low, just a hair inside. Ball 4. White Sox have the leadoff runner on, or the leadoff hitter on. Bubic has thrown 83 pitches. He steps off the mound. No movement by the manager or the pitching coach. They haven't shown the bullpen. Not sure if anybody's warming up for the Royals. This is Robert Jr. 0 for 2. He lines a 4-seam, bounces to the left fielder on one hop. 2 White Sox aboard, nobody out as the Sox continue with the 5-hitter Vaughn, the first baseman. He is 1 for 2 and 1 strikeout. Hitting cleanup from the 4 spot for the Sox today. Good first pitch hit there by Robert Jr. Now I'm assuming it's the pitching coach, number 85. Infield comes in to discuss. Bubic has 84 pitches thrown thus far. He's pitched 6 solid innings, but 2 runners on and nobody away. And dear Lord, I don't want to think it. All right, we have John Schreiber, a righty, getting warmed up in the Royals bullpen. Not even going to say it. I don't want to say it. All right. Here it is. Vaughn, a right-hander. 1 for 2. He had a double in the 5th. 3 homers on the year, 14 RBI. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. High, 4-seam, ball 1. Misses. That was pitch 85 for Bubic. All right. Man, Bubic rocks back and forth on his feet. Here's the pitch. Sweeper taken. Strike 1. Good pitch. So they don't call them curveballs anymore. They call them sweepers, I guess. 1-1 the count. Bubic throws low on a changeup. Ball 2. Low and inside. Good eye by Vaughn. Wears number 25 for the Sox, and he's playing first base today. All right, Bubic rocking back and forth. He's set. Here's the delivery. Fouls off a changeup. Strike 2. 85 miles per hour on the changeup. Bubick steps off the rubber, grabs the rosin bag to get a grip on this 2-2 pitch. He's still rocking. Now he's set. Here's the leg kick. Throw. Sweeper driven in the air to left. That'll be caught by India for out number 1. He has it. He's hoping to jinx him. 89th pitch thrown for Bubick here in the top of the 7th. All right, 1 out, 2 on. Sox trailing 6-0. Should have won game 2 of the series. Had a chance at game 3. They just weren't hitting until the top of the 9th, where they got 3 hits and a run finally. Lefty on lefty, sweeper swung on and missed. Strike 1, 82 miles per hour. Genuine lol there. Good one, Brick. Swung on and missed another sweeper. Strike 2. And Palacios is the DH today. Left-handed hitter. He's 1 for 2. A double in the 3rd. 2 home run, 10 RBI in the season, batting 190. 273. Wait a minute, what? Their numbers on CHSN didn't match MLB. I don't know. All right, 0-2 pitch. Bubick looks at second. Now he throws low on a sweeper in the dirt. Oh, they said he offered. The home plate umpire called it. 2 down. Oh, man. Well, this is what I wasn't going to say, but we can say it now. At least they didn't ground into a double play. They've had 3 today, and I was just praying we didn't. They are 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. The 1 hit was on an infield grounder. Grounder to short. There it is. Short to second. That's a 6-4 ground out. That does it. Sox get 2 runners on with nobody out and can't score. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Unfortunately. All right, I got to double check the hits. Yeah, they picked up their 6th hit. I got to change this to mid 7th. And we'll take that. Mid 7th. 6-0. Royals coming to bat. Let's double check this. 0-6-0, 6-11-0. We'll see who pitches. Let's keep an eye on who's pitching for the Sox here. What did I say? 6. All right, there we go. So they matched their hit total from last night when they lost 2-1. They lost by 3-0 for game 1. 1 run in game 2 and 3 with 4-3 and 2-1 losses. All right, let's scroll down here, see if we can see. I guess Schuster will probably take the mound, still trailing 6-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. 6 runs on 11 hits. Decent outing by Martin, but unfortunately Vassell inherited 2 runners for Martin and both of them scored. So looks a little worse, but 4 runs on 7 hits in 4 1/3 inning. Vassell gave up 2 runs on 4 hits in 1 1/3. All right, we're getting set here. Let me scroll this back so you can see the whole lineup, both teams' records, and some of the extra info here on the batting. They're showing Sammy Sosa 1990 with the White Sox versus Sammy Sosa 1998 with the Cubs. Not sure why. Okay then. Garcia is the hitter, number 11. No, it's Perez. Garcia's on deck. Why are they showing the on deck hitter? Here's the first pitch to Perez. Changeup, called strike. Looked like it had missed. Strike one. Schuster, his fifth pitch. Perez is 2 for 3. He's the DH today. Changeup misses outside. Ball one. He must be a righty. He was hitting righty against the starting pitcher Martin. Lefty Schuster against the righty Perez. Slider swung on and missed. Strike two. All right. Here's the pitch. They're aiming high. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Grab some bench. Swung on and missed. They're showing Garcia's swing last year versus Monday night. Garcia, the third baseman, he wears number 11 for the Royals. 1 for 3, 2 RBI, 323 on the season. Misses high and outside on a four-seam. Ball one. Schuster high leg kick delivers. Changeup. It was outside, but they called it a strike. 1-1 the count. 10 pitches by Schuster. 1 out in the 7th. Here's the pitch. That one misses outside. Ball 2 on a changeup. 86 miles per hour. Setting up inside. Here's the pitch. It hits for taking four seam. Strike 2. Hits the zone. 2-2 to the second hitter in the inning, Garcia. Setting up inside. Misses high and maybe a hair outside. Full count. Catcher was setting up inside on Garcia. 3-2. Changeup. Grounder to deep in the hole at third. Throws wide. Safe with an infield hit for Garcia. That can't be an error. That should be a hit all the way. We'll check the official scoring in a minute. Tough play. Deep down the line at third. One hopper on his knees, throws, but with the one hop throw was way wide at first, towards the right field side of the bag. They do say hit so far. Vaughn made a good play to stop the ball. All right, we got a slider outside to the lefty, which is Massey. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a single. 1 homer, 12 RBI in the season. Lefty on lefty. Checking the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Four seam driven to center on the run. Oh, great diving catch by Robert Jr. 2 away. Good play by the center fielder, but looks like he jammed his hand. Hopefully he's all right. 2 outs. Runner at first. He had a long way to run because it was towards left field. Good scoop just off the grass. Outstretched hand. Long way like this. Alright, here's the pitch to Renfroe. Taking strike 1 on a 4-seam. And he barrel rolled. Alright, seems to be alright. 0-1 pitch. 2 outs. Runner on first. Here it is. Misses low. Changeup. Ball 1. Oops. Gotta get this string out of the way. There we go. Alright. Renfroe in the right-handed batter's box. Schuster 1-1 pitch. Inside. Misses on a changeup. Ball 2. 85 miles per hour. 19th pitch for Schuster in relief. Alright, setting up high and inside. Misses. Oh, that should have been a strike. 3-1. I thought it caught the outside corner. No dice from the lefty to the righty hitting. Renfroe. Yeah, sorry, I don't know which guys are switch hitters. Here's the pitch. Pops a slider into center. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's a shortstop. I got fooled because CSN's coverage was so bad. Holy cow. Top of the 8th. Still 6-0 Royals. Popped to short to end the inning. Terrible camera coverage by CHSN. Through 7, 6-0 Royals. Top of the 8th coming up. Let's check the other games. Again, earlier today, Red Sox win against the Rangers 5-0. And I'm sorry, that just happened. Earlier today, also the Twins beat the Orioles in Minnesota 5-2. Tigers Rockies have a doubleheader. That's the only other game underway. The rest of the action, 6:05 p.m. Central Time or later. Rockies up 9-0 in Colorado as they are halfway home. 2 in the first, 5 in the second, 2 in the third. You joined us late. 1 in the first for the Royals, 1 in the third, 2 in the fifth and the sixth. 6-0. As we head to the top of the 8th. All right, they're showing Justin Jersheli, third base coach for the White Sox. Dad, Mike, has spent 32 years in the Royals organization. All right, we are set. Curveball taken, strike 1. All right, Baldwin, the left fielder, is 0 for 2. He's bad. I think he's a switch hitter. I could be wrong. All right, fouls one off, strike 2. Baldwin in left field, batting 8th today, 0 for 2, 245 average. Stratton in relief. Apologies, didn't miss the pitching change. Swings at strike 3 at a curveball. They have to throw to first. Drop third strike in time. 1 away. Yeah, so apologies. Stratton is in relief. Bubik's day is done. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, but only 1 walk and 7 strikeouts. His ERA is down to 169. And Stratton gets the leadoff strikeout. They had to throw 2-3 to record the out. Here's four-seam high and in, ball 1. The hitter is Rojas, pinch hitting for Taylor. In the 9th spot in the order, lefty on righty, changeup, misses, ball 2, outside. Rojas in 3 games, 333 average, no homers, 2 RBI. Takes a changeup. Oh, it should have been off the plate and outside. Ump calls it a strike. All right, 2-1 pitch. Here's Stratton. Here's the pitch. Fouls off a four-seam, 92 miles per hour. It catches the catcher in the mask, Vermean. All right, evens the count at 2-2. 1 out, top of the 8th. Sox down to their last 5 outs of the game. setting up right down the middle. Here's the windup. Misses on a sweeper low. 3-2, full count, one away. Rojas battling on in pinch hitting duty for Taylor, the right field, who's batting ninth today. They're setting up high and outside. Sweeper called. Strike 3. Caught the outside corner. Great pitch. 2 away. Sox down to 4 outs to go in the game. Bats are just not there today. 6 hits, no runs. Oop, I gotta give the Royals another hit on the one. There we go. Alright, 4-seam misses high and outside. Ball 1 to a right-handed hitting Chase Mydroth. 1 for 3, single in the first, no homers, 2 RBI in the season. Righty on righty. Here's the pitch. Taken. Oh, that was inside. And the ump called it the slider a strike. Come on. You're setting up on the inside corner. You can't miss when the pitch is off the plate. I mean, I guess it's slider. Oh, they called it. I thought it was low. I guess it's, difference versus where it is over the plate versus where the catcher catches it too. And I suppose this batter's box or the batting eye is not exactly. Oh, did he offer? No, they call it ball 2. It was low and outside in the dirt, and they said Mydroth didn't offer or come around on it. Here's the replay. Whoa! He shook his head no immediately, but that was close. Almost brought it across the plate. All right, 2-2. 2 away, top of the 8th. Stratton in relief. Here's the right-hander's pitch. Slider upstairs. Ball 3, full count. Definitely high on the outside, edge of the plate, but way high. Full count, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2. Here's the pitch. Slider pop to right field. Coming towards the line and caught for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Sox are down to their last 3 outs. Royals are batting here in the bottom of the 8th. So back-to-back games with 6 hits if they don't come away with anything in the top of the 9th. Waters, the center fielder, leading off for the Royals. He's 1 for 3 with a run. Then Fermin in the 9th hole. He's 0 for 3. And then back to the top of the order, India, the left fielder, 1 for 3. 2 runs scored, a RBI and a walk. Will Schuster take the hill? The Sox haven't made a change yet. All right, double check. Let's get a refresh on the Tigers. Hey, the Rockies broke the shutout in the 5th. Still batting. It's 9-1. Mize has pitched 4 2/3 thus far for the Tigers on the road. Bottom of the 8th. Royals batting up 6-0. And what do we got? Strike 1, catches the outside corner. It is still Schuster. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2. 92 miles per hour fastball. Right down the middle. And again, the batter is Waters. in the right-handed batter's box against the lefty. And they're showing, almost missed the pitch, change up low in the dirt inside. They're showing Steve Stone in the play-by-play guy for some reason. Steve Stone on color for the Sox. Long time Cubs color, then moved to the White Sox. All right, 2-2, ball outside. Schuster 25 pitches in relief. 2-2 pitch to the leadoff hitter. The catcher setting up high. Now he goes low. Four seam driven on a liner, grounder now to the right fielder. Single. Sorry. Couldn't find the words. All right, that is hit number 13 for the Royals. Leadoff hitter is on at first base. And they're showing Ozzie Guillen and the studio hosts getting ready for the post-game show. Now they got a double window here. In the right-handed batter's box is Fermin. First pitch to him. Taken just outside on a four-seam. Ball one. Fermin 0 for 3 with a strikeout, 2 groundouts on the year, hitting .254, 1 home run. I think it's at 4 RBI. It went down quickly. All right, the ninth place hitter waits, swings on a changeup that would have caught the outside corner. Strike one. Changeup low, but caught the zone, or caught the strike zone on the edge of the outside. All right, 1-1. Checking the runner at first is the lefty. Here's Schuster with the pitch. Changeup swung on, or maybe fouled off. Strike two. Leadoff single. I think, what was that, Waters? Yeah, the center fielder. Time is called, and Fermin adjusts the gloves. Little sound effect for you there. All right. Steps in the batter's box. Schuster is set. Here's the pitch. Taken high. 92-mile-per-hour pitch. Ball two. A little high. 30th pitch for Schuster. 2-2 the count. Nobody out. Runner at first. Checks the runner at first. Here's the delivery. Fouls off a slider up in the zone. Actually, it's just out of play into the stands. They first baseman Vaughn giving chase. All right, they are home against the Marlins Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. White Sox are off Monday. They travel to Cincy for a 3-game set with the Reds. Then they're at the Cubs the following Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I believe I'll be doing game one on that Friday afternoon because it's 1:20. Hits a four-seamer in the left or right center, fielded by the center fielder, two aboard, nobody out in the bottom of the eighth here. 14th hit of the day for the Royals. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. 4 seconds on the pitch clock. 2. Here's the delivery. Changeup fouled off his foot, and strike one, and India's hobbling. In the right-handed batter's box, facing the lefty Schuster, and he's taking his time. Fouled it off the inside of his left foot. No protective gear there. His dog is barking there, his left foot. 0-1, 33rd pitch, 34th on its way. Swung on and missed on a changeup low, strike two. India is 1 for 3, walk, double, 2 runs, and an RBI. 1 home run, 8 RBI in the season. Batting .231. All right, Schuster looks on. He's set. Checks first. Here's the pitch. They want it high. Four seam, driven to right. And that's going to score another run. Where is the other runner? Did he stop at second is the only question. It is first and second. Nobody out. 7-0. The Royals get the extra point on their touchdown. 15 hits. Good for 7 runs on the day. First pitch misses low on a changeup, ball 1. Nobody out, 2 on, and they face Bobby Witt Jr., who is 3 for 4 today, hitting .320 on the year. 1-0 the count. Schuster looks at second. Here's the delivery. Bounces a changeup, 2-0. Witt Jr. steps out, checks his bat, takes a deep breath, taps the helmet, steps back into the right-handed batter's box. 7 seconds on the pitch clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Comes set and just pitches in time. Slider taken, strike 1. 38 pitches for Schuster now in relief here in the bottom of the 8th. Alright, he likes the sign. Schuster set, checks second base, throws high on a 4-seam, ball 3. About to throw his 40th pitch in relief here. Sox second trip to the bullpen of the game. 3-1. Here's the delivery. Fouls off a changeup. Full count. Nobody out. 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 8th. Already up 7-0. Martin started, went 4 1/3. Vassell went 1 1/3. Schuster has gone 1 1/3. And we wait for the 3-2. Check second. Here's the delivery. Slider into right field, deep. 1 hopper to the wall. Throws to second, and that should be 1 run? Yeah, alright. We'll get the base situation. 2nd and 3rd on the double for Schuster. I'm sorry, off of Schuster by Bobby Witt Jr. And he is, 4 for 5 today, just killing the Sox. He had the 2-run homer that won the game 2-1 yesterday. And what are we at? 16 hits, 8 runs for the Royals. I don't know if anybody's warming up, but might need another mound visit here for the White Sox here. All right, Witt Jr. on second, India on third. Wilson, the third base coach, with his helmet off. Both runners standing on the... Oh, okay, they got a pinch runner. It's Kevin Biggio on for Bobby Witt Jr. at second. He is stretching. Not sure if the Sox... Nope, Schuster steps in against the left-hitting... Oh, that makes sense. Against the left-handed hitting... what's his name? Apologies. Pasquantino. 1 for 4. Swings on a slider. 1 hopper to center. That'll score 1. Or does it score 2? As the train keeps rolling here for the Royals. Unfortunately, if you're a Sox fan, here in the bottom of the 8th. I think Venable's getting the hook. That'll be it for Schuster. Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's on a mound visit. I don't know if he's just trying to get... I don't know if he's signaled yet or if he's just talking. He didn't, point to a righty or a lefty. He's coming out. Yeah, he'll take the ball from Schuster. We have a pitching change. That'll do it. For Schuster, but he's still on the hook for two runners that are on base right now. I'm sorry, 17 hits. Apologies. Whoops, I gotta fix that. Missed the last hit. 8 hits on 17 runs. Still 2 runners on base. Nobody out in the 8th. Just double checking. Yep. 0-6-0. I'm sorry, it is 9-0. Apologies, I screwed up. Did I get it right? Nope. Wait a minute. Is that right? Yeah, sorry. I gotta fix my bugs. Apologies. Slow on the draw here. So here's how they've scored their runs. 1 in the 1st and 3rd, 2 in the 5th and 6th, and 3 so far. Still batting in the 3rd. I'm sorry, in the bottom of the 8th. Ignore the... I can't take that 0 out in the bottom of the 9th. First career pitching appearance for a righty, Jacob Amaya, who wears number 8. Two runners on. 1 in scoring position at 3rd. And the right-handed hitting Perez, who's 2 for 4, 2 RBI, 2 strikeouts. He had a double. All right. He checks the runner at 3rd. Here's the pitch. Wow. Slow slider fouled off. 0-1. Almost looked 53 mile per hour slider. It looked like an ephus pitch. He has a double and a single today. Here it is again, a soft tossing slider, 48. Fly to right. We'll see if the runner tags. I believe it'll be deep enough. Yep. 10-0. And the runner scores, but we got 1 out finally. 1 inherited runner scored. Schuster's still on the hook for the guy at first. 10-0. Garcia fouls down the left field line. Strike 1. Soft tossing Amaya. Alright, gotta get the runs on the other box scores here. Owen won the count to Garcia. Soft slider. How are they calling these sliders? These are like ephus pitches outside. 1-1. They're so slow. Here we go. Slider 45 miles per hour. Popped. It's in shallow center. Second base makes the catch. Lob toss to second. 2 away. Alright, he's fun to watch. It's almost like a position player taking the mound. All right, from the left-handed batter's box, here's the first pitch to Massey. Slider swung on, pop into center, and that's it. Amaya gets out of the jam, but they do get 1 off the inherited runner on the flyout. But that'll do it through 8 innings. Royals 10, White Sox nothing. Down to their last time at bat, heading to the top of the 9th. And boy, I am getting hungry. I don't think I can make it through this top of the 8th. Alright, let's just double check. 0-6-0, 10-17-0. Jeepers. Let's double check this. Yep, 0-6-0, 10-17-0. Well, barring a miracle In the top of the ninth, it looks like the Sox are going to drop their fourth straight and get swept in Kansas City. They were, I think, 0-7 in KC last year, if I heard right. But still got 3 outs to work with in the top of the ninth. I'll be right back. I got to get water as well. Let's see who's pitching for the Royals in the ninth. It's going to be Cruz in relief. I almost just caught myself. Not really. Bubic, 7 runs. I'm sorry, no runs in 7 innings. Stratton, no runs in 1 inning pitch. And we will have Maton. Oh, I guess he took over in right for Vaughn. I'm sorry, he took over Vaughn. Vargas, apologies. Second, and they moved Rojas to third after pinch hitting. All right, left-handed batter's box against the righty. Cruz delivers inside, ball 1. .170 with 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Cutter taken, strike 1. Just got the outside corner. Number 0 for Maton. In the second spot of the Sox order. Slider high in the zone, but taken, strike 2. Well, that was fun watching the Sox pitcher making his debut in the bottom of the 8th. All right, they're setting up high. Slider driven to left, caught by India. Looked adventurous, but he caught it. 1 away. Ball 1 inside, forcing. Kiro, the catcher, 1 for 2, a walk. Cruz in relief. Cutter swung on and missed, strike 1, 93 miles per hour. Apologies for eating on stream, but I got super hungry. Lefty versus righty. Fouls off a slider, 88. Strike 2. All right. He's set. Here's they want it high. 4-seam, 98. Driven to center on the run, caught. And the Sox are down to their final out of the game. Last bullet in the chamber. Fans, get to their feet already. Decent crowd for a Thursday afternoon game. Fouls off a slider, strike 1. Luis Robert Jr., the center fielder, number 88, 1 for 3 with a single. Righty against righty, swung on and missed on a slider, strike 2. Last strike for the Sox. about to be swept in a 4-game series. Misses on a slider outside, ball 1. Showing Will Venable looking on from the dugout. Here's the pitch. Slider swung on and missed. Strike 3. Game over. So the Royals win 10-0. Game 4 of the 4-game set and sweep the White Sox. Final score 10-0. They won 3-0, 4-3, 2-1, and blowout in the sweep of the Sox in Game 4. 10-0 on 17 hits to the Sox 6 hits. And as we look at the box score, Bubick gets his 4th win on the season to improve to 4-2. 7 solid innings, shutout ball. Stratton and Cruz in mop-up duty, didn't give up a hit. And Martin takes his 4th loss of the season to drop to 1-4. Vassell gave up 2 in relief. Schuster gave up 4 in relief. Amaya pitched a scoreless 8th and gave up 1 inherited run. But that'll do it. But here, one last time, we'll look at I gotta take this one. Again, ignore the bottom of the 9th. Obviously, that wasn't played. I can't put an X there, though, on this graphic. White Sox dropped to 10-28, lose their 4th straight. 3 straight wins by the 4 straight by the Royals to improve to 23-16. And let's just get a reminder here. Coming up on Sinbin Stream this week. Tomorrow night, we'll see at 7 p.m. Central for the DC Defenders at San Antonio Brahmas UFL game. Saturday and Sunday doubleheaders. We got NBA doubleheader, Boston Celtics at New York Knicks, 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Then Minnesota Timberwolves at Golden State Warriors, 7:30 p.m. Sunday early, Houston Roughnecks at Birmingham Stallions, UFL football, 11 a.m. Central. And we'll finish the day with Oklahoma City Thunder at Denver Nuggets, 2:30 p.m. NBA action. No stream Monday. White Sox are off. They travel to Cincinnati after playing a 3-game series against the Marlins in Chicago on the south side. But we'll have game 1. Let me just look ahead real quick. Got some time here Thursday afternoon, so we'll have game 1 at 5:40 p.m. Central, early start. Then we will have game 2 on, which I'll have on the next graphic during the game tomorrow night. 6:14, odd start time. That game is Wednesday night on May 14th, and then getaway day. Again, early start, earlier than today. We'll have the White Sox at Reds, 11:40 a.m. Central. And the Sox then move to Wrigley Field to take on the Cubs. We'll have game 1 of that series at 1:20 p.m. Central. I'll probably come on the air like 5 minutes early. Maybe only 4 minutes early for that 6:14 game. Followed by the usual Friday night football at UFL game at 7 p.m. And we'll have to work out what we're doing next weekend. We'll see if there's any hockey to be done on the 17th. And definitely going to do probably UF. Well, we'll see how the views do. If I get good views for Cubs Sox, maybe I won't do UFL, and I'll do at least Game 3 of the series on Sunday at 1:20. My son has baseball. My 15-year-old son has baseball that game day. I don't know if I'll be able to get home in time to do Game 2 of the Sox at Cubs. But that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast despite the outcome if you're a Sox fan. And if you're a Royals fan, congrats on your sweep. I know Sox went 0-7. They haven't won in Kansas City since 2023. There's your final 10-0 field goal, extra point, touchdown for the Royals. Thanks for watching. Until next time, and we'll see you at 7 p.m. Central tomorrow night for UFL football. This is Sin Bin Stream saying thanks for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to Sin Bin Stream on YouTube. Until next time, take care. Have a good evening or a good rest of your Thursday, and enjoy your Friday. We'll see you tomorrow night. Take care. Goodbye. Sin Bin Stream.